It's been a long week, truckers, but sit back, relax, and let the guys haul your cares away. Here's Tony B, Dave B, and Timmy D.
Welcome to the Ship's Gonna Happen podcast, episode number 85. My name is Tony B. Alongside me, as usual, is David B. and Timmy D. Today's topics: we are running out of diesel fuel in America. Experts say, as of the 29th yesterday, we have 25 days left. So, Timmy D, today being Saturday, the day after, how many days do we have left, brother?
Well, today is the 29th, by the way, folks. It's not yesterday, it was the 29th.
Right.
However, well, we're out of time.
24 days. We got 24 days left, right?
Well, we're out of time.
We're out of time. The second, railroad union rejects new deal, bringing fears of a strike forward. David B's got that. First, we had an interview scheduled with the Hall of Famer trucker Todd, but he has, we've not connected with him, so he may call in. Just a reminder, the views of Ship's Gonna Happen are purely news-driven and do not express the views of any trucking entity or any business entity that does a business with a transportation provider. We simply do it because of
Transportainment.
boom, transportainment. That's a cool word. You can catch us on Google, Rumble, Spotify, Google Podcast, all the platforms out
We're
there.
on iHeart, by the way.
iHeart.
I just heard iHeart is
iHeart.
like banging it back with the number one podcast streaming platform out there. They just hit number one.
Yeah, them and Spotify fight over it. Yeah, and Apple Podcast is huge too. Or I'm sorry, Amazon. So that's right. We do it for the transportainment, and you can catch us on all those platforms. David B, good morning.
Good Saturday morning to the both of you guys. It is another beautiful Saturday morning, sunny and cool or cold, however you want to look at it. Just a perfect fall morning. There's some leaves left on the trees, and their colors are showing. And a nice sunny drive in this morning, and I left my stupid sunglasses at home, which just made for a terrible driving experience coming through downtown. This show, along with all of our other shows, are brought to you by The Great Divide, 743 East New York Street, downtown Indianapolis. I popped in there Thursday this week and then yesterday real quick, just before on my way to do something else. Great place to go after a Ship's Gonna Happen week. Great place to go to unwind and get a good meal, chat it up with the locals, hear some good music, and just an awesome place. The Great Divide, 743 East New York Street, downtown Indianapolis. Timothy D., how are you this morning, sir?
I'm doing all right. I'm a little jealous of Tony's yard
Beautiful.
with the stripes on it and the dew. Like, it's so warm in October that does never happen. There's dew on his grass, and the stripes look great. And you should call those sunglasses stupid. I'm thinking to myself, they're pretty smart if you're that upset about them.
Well, yeah.
You should have.
They were smart enough to avoid you.
Yeah.
Yes,
morning.
I know exactly where I left them. So, and I'm like,
Was it the last place you put them, or did someone else move
the
them?
last place that I put them.
Nurse Tracy didn't move them. Then is what you're telling me. Okay.
You're not blaming it on
When
Tracy.
I got home last night, I threw them down on the ground or on the floor, and then
You just let them lay. They needed a break from your head, and that's what it was.
Yes.
So, anyways, good Saturday morning. It is the 29th of October. It's a Halloween,
Happy Halloween.
spectacular weekend going in. So, Trucker Todd did not answer our call this morning, but we told him to call back and chime in. He can do that whenever, and maybe he will, maybe he won't. And you'll have to stay tuned, just like us, as you listen to the Ship's Gonna Happen show. Tony B, what's happening, big boy?
Man, it's all good. Glad to see you guys this morning. Got a couple good topics, right? We've got nations running out of diesel, which is a huge thing, not seeing it on the radio. And then David's got a topic, too, where you're not really seeing it on the radio or TV.
But if you did see it on the radio, tell me what it looked like back in the 80s.
Oh, man.
Come on, talk to me.
There'd be lines out the yin-yang, right?
Tony does have an awesome radio right behind him, though.
Yeah.
Nice
Oh, yeah, he
old-timey-
bought a classic.
Old-timey looking
Yeah,
radio.
bought him a classic.
The old
right there.
dial-in.
You know,
What
But,
you do with the antenna was up. You know that's an AM antenna. Oh, there it is. Yeah.
so
There
he's
it
got
is.
3 antennas.
We
on
got
this
3 of them. I'm a radio guy, old military guy.
Yeah.
Me too.
Splitting signals. Splitting HF signals there.
So speaking of the radio, I was the one that alerted him that the radio needs to be turned down when he was pulling out the CVS in town a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
I slammed on my horn as he was pulling
Yeah.
out of the CVS there in town.
As he was laughing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He was turning right, and baby mama was sitting next
Scared
to me.
the crap out of me.
She's like, "Don't scare him. Whatever you do, don't scare him." I'm like, "I'm not gonna do nothing. That's fine."
He's old. He's
I
old.
rolled my
he looks
window
feeble.
down, and he's focusing on the traffic so he could turn right.
Yeah.
And sure enough, as soon as he started hitting the gas, I just laid on the horn. He looked up like a deer in the headlights, and there I was. I'm just waving like an Iceman.
Yeah.
You know what? It was kind. I was kind of like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? It was crazy, right?
But how come if I say that I get in trouble?
That was not scripted by him to bring that button in, but he,
Right.
he
Yeah.
told us that he recorded this button,
yeah.
and
If
there it
I
is.
If I say it, I get in trouble. But Tony,
I'm gonna
Tony
bleep
B-
it out. I'll go back in and
No,
we don't bleep it
out.
out. It's a
No,
great button.
no,
Yeah.
no.
I say that probably 12 times a day before 8 a.m.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Good stuff, man. Happy. Hey, man, it's show 85, episode 85. That's
Alexa, play.
Congratulations,
Ship's Gonna Happen,
guys.
episode 85. And
There we
boom,
go.
it plays.
Boom. Tell
Just
them
so
about
you know,
it.
that's all you got to do.
Awesome.
How do you? That's how you do it, right?
I literally say, so if I'm sitting there like working on like a Wednesday morning, I literally say, Alexa, play Ship's Gonna Happen, episode 82. And it never comes up. I don't know why, but it doesn't.
That is so weird.
I know.
Amazing.
But if you say any other number but 82, it does come up and play.
Really? You know what?
She's been listening.
Does 82 come before 83?
Ooh.
Ooh, that's a great question. So early on a Saturday on October 29th, going into my Halloween party that I cannot
yeah.
answer that.
My
Timmy
high school
D's.
diploma. I
Yeah, man. I don't know that.
You ever watch those guys that they interview people like on the streets and they literally ask stupid,
Oh, yeah, I've
easy
seen that. Yeah, yeah.
math problems?
Yeah,
and these
yeah.
people are like,
Don't know it.
well, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
is it this? The guy's like, yes, you're right. Like,
Yeah.
just moves
Yeah.
on.
What,
like,
what
yeah.
continent
Yeah.
is Canada on?
Right.
You're like,
Oh, well, here's I saw one recently that they were on a college campus, and this guy gives money out on YouTube if they can answer it correctly.
Right.
seen
You seen that? It's hilarious. And these
It is.
people, dude, that are like got high IQs, can't tell you the capital of states.
Oh, yeah.
Can't tell you. One of them didn't. This lady was a brainiac. I think it was at Columbia. Didn't know who the current president was. I was
Does
like,
the,
wow.
does the current president know?
He may not know. Yeah.
touche.
Touche.
Let's not go down that avenue. Let's
Yeah.
move on.
All right, you guys ready to get into the topic?
Yeah.
Number
Get to getting.
one.
What are we doing?
Get to getting.
Get to getting.
Get to getting.
All right, topic number one. Get some new powerful rhythms and vibes going on here.
Your yard looks
Does it look good?
amazing.
Thanks, brother.
Hey, you want to come get one? Please, come get one.
All right, man. Here we go. This is kind of crazy. I really wasn't paying attention to this until I was watching the news, and I was like, "This can't be true." And I started digging into it. Man, it's kind of true. And, well, not kind of. It is. So Bloomberg, all the major outlets, all the people that we would go to for stocks and finances and stuff like that, and then you have some other organizations that are saying, this is from Alexandria, Virginia. This article was from the 28th. Basically, America's got 25, as of yesterday, the 29th. Oh, wait, today's the 29th. The 28th, thank you, Tim. Yesterday, the 28th, we had 25 days left. So now we have 24 days left of fuel, diesel fuel, throughout the nation. It's hard to
What?
believe. Yes.
No.
Yes. So they're a little concerned about what's going to happen. This is the lowest level in 10 years. The Biden administration says it's working to replenish. I mean, we all thrive off diesel, right?
So do you remember that 10 years ago?
No.
I don't either.
No, I
I
don't.
don't ever remember hearing about it.
Because the Ship's Gonna Happen show didn't exist to
Oh.
educate every American
Yeah.
in America.
The transportainment show of all transportainment shows.
You're telling me we're running out of diesel?
So here's the scary part, and this is the part I want you guys
Come on.
to hone in on here. So every article has this kind of statement in it. Price increases and shortages in the U.S. on diesel are likely to keep going for the next 6 months unless the economy slows down
That's exactly the article I'm reading.
or the fuel demand eases, right? So who would want the economy to slow down?
Would governing trucks at 60?
We're gonna go back to that. I don't know, but I mean, we raised them back up when we did that last time.
It doesn't matter if there's only 24 days. Speaking of today, there's only 24 days worth of diesel fuel left. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter if you made it $100 a gallon. In my opinion, you're going to use 24 days worth of diesel. You're just going to do it
in 24 days,
right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what you make the price of diesel. If you don't have the amount of diesel to run, then you're beyond screwed.
And it's creeping up, Tim, because the national average for diesel right now is 531, according to AAA. A month ago it was 488. A year ago it was 362. The Biden administration says they're keeping a close watch on it, but essentially
They're doing the same thing at the border.
it's gonna be. It's going to be, there's a lot of news on it. You have to Google it. Just that, America or U.S. running out of diesel, and it'll come, it'll pop up for you. There's a lot of articles out there, but it's not hitting the mainstream media where you're seeing a nice discussion about it. So in releasing those oil reserves, they're saying definitely affected the
So what do they do different to make diesel versus unleaded? Right?
So
87, 89, 93. They're adding more octane, basically, is what they're doing to let it burn cleaner. What is the difference in diesel, right? Diesel freezes, right? That's why you plug in the diesel trucks.
The DEF or whatever, yeah.
So my question is, what are these refactories doing to make it diesel? Well, then if you're in the business of unleaded 87, do you just say, to hell with it? I'm done selling my stuff at $3 a gallon wholesale, and it goes for $3.50 at the gas stations. Yeah. And you're like, I want to make $5.50 a gallon. Mm-hmm. Like, why would you not turn every plane into diesel?
Well, that's a great question because I've actually looked into that before, honestly. And there was
you're Mr. Knowledge.
There was a gentleman named Rudolf Diesel, who Diesel's named after, right? German.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, man, dropping. This is real knowledge. Come on. Yeah. Tune in, folks. Ship's Gonna Happen. Tony B, producer, got the facts for us.
So Rudolf
Diesel.
Rudolf Diesel was coming to America for the Great World's Fair in Chicago, okay? He was up against Firestone and J.P. Morgan, who wanted to refine fuel and make it unleaded, because back then it was all kerosene. And they figured out through the combustion engine that kerosene wasn't going to be a long-term thing to do with the auto. So there's a little collusion going on there. So Henry Ford and all those guys got together and committed to going to unleaded. So that gave Firestone, who the gentleman that owned that, they gave him a whole new market, right? Because he had the kerosene market. And then when electricity came, he started losing his kerosene because they were burning kerosene light bulbs, right?
Right.
So then Rudolf Diesel was coming to the fair with his engine that you could run off peanut oil, any kind of diesel oil. You didn't have to refine it or anything. That engine is still running today in a German museum off peanut oil, the one that he was bringing to the fair. Meanwhile, Rudolf Diesel, I think, went out and maybe took a cigarette break during his cruise and was never seen again.
Are you serious right now?
Swear to you, was never seen again. So his machine was brought to the World Fair. It was displayed, and gasoline became the rage. So
according to Bloomberg.com, parts of Europe are starting to run out of diesel. Already have ran out of diesel.
Thank you. I was going to get into that.
This is a worldwide thing. Not just domestic.
Right. So, but it's going to be huge for us. The East Coast is seeing it first right now. Yeah. They're running out of it. Yeah. Yep. So that's the Rudolf Diesel thing. So
you guys can see my face right now. I'm blown about this diesel conversation being out of diesel.
Someone needs to do a documentary on what happened to Rudolf Diesel.
Whatever happened to the dude that runs Teamsters too? What's his
Jimmy
name?
Hoffa.
Jimmy Hoffa. No one knows.
No one knows.
It's none of your business as far as I'm concerned.
But if you've been between Miami, if you've been between Miami on the Alligator Alley or whatever.
Oh yeah, I've driven it a few times.
I'm thinking they might have dumped him there. You ain't
no
never going to find him.
Hoffa or Diesel?
Hoffa. Diesel, I think, got jettisoned into the ocean. Yeah. Somehow. It's a bizarre story. Yeah.
So So you're telling me
Someone should do a documentary on it. It would be
I believe
huge.
the UK is running out of gas in general, whether it's unleaded or diesel, because they get 80% of what they got from Russia and all the sanctions and the war that's going on that we have yet to talk about. But that blows my mind that we're 2022 and we are out of diesel. Yeah, Tony's got a sign.
Yeah, look at these costs here, right?
Yeah.
So they're inching up even more. And this diesel thing, these are real. This diesel thing.
Do you think by raising the price of fuel actually makes truck drivers say, I'm not driving anymore?
I think so. Because Tim, here, listen, in every article I printed out, here's the key statement.
I'm not
Diesel is likely to decrease over the next 6 months unless the economy slows down and fuel demand eases. Well, that's not going to happen.
Which means they got to park trucks.
Yeah, so
to
you have to
make the demand.
So let's make these EV trucks.
That's
more
what it's
popular.
about.
All right,
But you
so
can't.
that's
power
what it's
those
about.
anymore. You don't have the grid to take care of that.
You don't. No.
Well, to make one of those, I call them Tulsas. You might call them Teslas out there, but the old Tulsa truck or the cars, it takes more gas than 4 vehicles lifetime span to build one of those to get the
Got to have petroleum to build them too.
well, just the machinery to get the batteries, the Ethereum, whatever it is,
Right.
the
Lithium?
lithium,
Yeah.
the lithium to get those batteries, because we don't have. And that was kind of my conversation a couple weeks ago when I talked about the burned up bus. It was a burned up. It was a DeWalt. It was a DeWalt lawnmower that was battery powered.
Oh, yeah. Right. I remember you telling me that.
That's what blew up. And that's fine. And I'm all about it. Like, go on, get you some. If you can figure out how to use the technology. But to get that technology, you're using the diesel backhoe and big, heavy machinery, earth movers to get to that vehicle.
Yeah.
That's what you don't understand. Yeah, it's nice now you move forward and you get the electronic vehicle, right? But you're using the diesel to dig for hundreds of days to get to that lithium.
Right.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Well, yeah.
It does.
And Tim, and to add on to what you're saying, because that's a great point, is the dashboard, the gear shift, the brakes, all those things are made out of plastic, and that's petroleum based. So you're not cutting out petroleum. So if you cut it out, it's going to cost more to build an electric car, right? So it's a good point, man. It's actually shocking that.
So what does that mean for Christmas and holidays coming up? In your opinion, Tony B, this is your article, and I'm sorry to step in on you.
Yeah, no.
So we talk about the warehouses being full and the economy. We can definitely feel it. Although David B's conversation last week was actually we've risen, or we've rose 5.25% or whatever it is.
Yeah.
If I get
Which we
two
don't
topics
feel.
today, that's going to be another one.
Oh, yeah.
So what is your opinion if we're on the rise, although we feel like we're on the downside? How does that? I mean, do the trucks actually park? Are we not getting Christmas?
Well, I mean, if
Are you being the Grinch
if you
at the end of the
go
day by breaking the
Again.
news?
again, I think people have gotten smarter, like we said with shopping before. So I think that cyclical shopping cycle, you and I, we've all here looked at that cycle of where it looks like more and more people are doing online.
Oh yeah.
So it might be that might negate some of that, but yeah, I think we talk to these truckers. One of the biggest things they say is fuel is a huge cost to them. So, and if you're an independent trucker, yeah, you're going to have to park your truck, man, because if it goes to $5, $6, $7, $8, $9 a gallon, which I pray to God it doesn't, but if it does, you're talking about a lot of independent people that will not be able to survive. And hopefully we can ask. He works for Swift, but we've got a lot of sources we could go to and directly ask that, and I'm sure that all of them would say that, man, that's a big deal.
Huge.
So I mean, you know,
What's that do to the Swifts of the world, or
it's going to raise freight rates,
or the ODs, or the Yellows, or you know what I'm saying? Like these national trucking companies that are, I'm guessing at this point, negotiating diesel prices for the year. So you have your independent operator, right? Which you see that every day at the pump. Those are the guys that literally and gals that you see the Jacindas of the world that you see up there, and they're following that billboard or whatever that price is. That sticker price is what they pay.
Yeah.
But what about these huge LTL companies or these huge truckload companies like a Knight or something like that, like a Swift, that are negotiating? I assume they're negotiating. I don't know. I'm not that big on the board, but you're negotiating that fuel rate today for next year, for 2023, right? You would think it's probably a calendar year you're negotiating the entire fuel rate. Are they now, instead of paying $3.50 gallon, are they paying $6 in anticipation? I mean, it's all a gamble on both sides.
Yeah.
Whether because if you're the fuel company, you don't want to lose out on that bid. I mean, I don't know what Old Dominion, Yellow, FedEx, and those type of companies, UPS, use as far as gallon wise that you're not paying at the pump, but it's gotta be hundreds of millions of gallons of diesel a year that you're negotiating, and you don't want to be the guy that misses out on that contract.
Yeah, it's 26 million barrels below right now where we're supposed to be at 26 million barrels. So, but that's a good point, because I think that shuts people down, and it's gonna drive rates up. I mean, that's if you got to pay.
And right now, Dave will tell you, truckload market is calmed down.
It has.
There's capacity.
Yeah, so we have, and I told Tony this, switch up just a hair, that we have as a company are taking our first rate decrease effective November 1st. Now they may put the kibosh on this based on these fuel prices now, though. So
Your company's going to go back to the customer and say, you know what, I'm going to reduce my
Decrease
rates.
it, yeah, which is amazing.
We do it all the time. I mean,
Yeah.
based
No,
on
normally
if our
you said
costs-
last year you gave like eight increases.
Yeah, because we had to. I mean, the prices of everything were going up. But
Right.
to your point, like now that some prices are stabilizing, we're able to bring our costs down again.
Yeah.
I mean, the
And you'll go back to your customer, be transparent, and say, you know what, our cost has gone down, your cost goes down.
yes, sir.
Well,
We do it.
How does your sales rep
That's incredible.
eat at night, knowing that they got to give away revenue?
Well, hopefully it increases revenue. I mean, if you're going to give,
probably will.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to lower your costs,
Let me end this
hopefully
up
we
real
get
quick,
some
though.
business from elsewhere.
So the bottom line is, and the last piece of this is, the bottom line is they're all worried about it, and then so there's real concern about it. The second piece is the fuel heating cost, right? So if you're on gas,
Like natural gas. you
or
mean?
yeah, your rates are gonna get huge, and electric rates. I mean, we've seen that already, right? Electric go up, so it's just gonna go up. But David, I mean, you want to get into yours and get into that.
Sure.
Hold on, finish yours up. So what is the projection? You're saying we're going to run out of fuel?
At
unless they do
25,
something stupid.
yeah, unless
So this is all based on the economy, though, right? I mean, what's going to cure it is the slowing of the economy.
that's
Is
what
that
they're
you're
saying. Yeah, they want this thing to,
That's
which
the
is scary
number
because
one cure, or is that
somehow either the economy has to slow down or the demand at the gas pump has to slow down, and there's
It's
only
one and the same.
yeah.
yeah?
Yeah.
And we don't want that. Nobody in America wants that.
I mean, yeah.
Who the
we're
hell's
chugging
running
along.
on that?
Right. Yeah.
We're gonna slow down the
Of all
economy.
the,
Ain't nobody got time
of
for that.
all the
No.
ad campaigns out there, I have yet to see one person step up and say, we need this economy to slow
Yeah.
down. Not one person has said
No.
that.
No.
But David's got a good one about that.
Yeah,
he told
I
me
hate
about.
to.
Let me get.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, or just
Yeah.
keep talking about bad news. This topic came to us this week from Transport Topics. Second Railroad Union. I'm just going to read it verbatim. The Second Railroad Union rejected its deal with the major freight railroads on the 27th of October, reflecting workers' increased frustration with the lack of paid sick time in the industry and adding to concerns about the possibility of a strike next month. Next month being November.
Wow.
That could cripple the economy. The Brotherhood of
Holy
Railroad
cow.
Signalmen said nearly 61% of the workers who voted to turn down the 5-year contract, which would include 24% in raises and $5,000 in bonuses. So to add fuel to the fire, it looks as if the
Literally.
railroad's going to go on strike next month.
Well, I didn't even know about that.
Yeah.
We
Well,
just
nobody did.
We talked about a month ago where we was on the verge of them going on a strike.
Yeah, I thought
One
there
thing,
was. Yeah.
one thing in that article that I did read though is, which blows my mind because I don't think it's possible. Congress can step in and say you must work
Yeah, for the railroad.
for this,
Right.
and I'm thinking to myself, all all they got to do is turn in their resignation, and they don't have to work.
Yeah.
Completely.
Right?
I think they would. I
you're
think
right.
they. Yeah, no, you're right. But I think the Railroad Act, I think, set up that the government, just like the airlines. Remember Reagan when they went on strike?
Yeah,
Reagan's like, "I'm firing you. This is."
And what if they say, "Okay, fire me, I'm out, I'm gone."
Yeah.
You're not going to prison for it.
Right. Right.
What if they say that?
I'm just
It's
gonna have to.
115,000. Does that sound right? That represents 115,000 railroad workers.
Yeah,
At least.
And if we have no diesel,
they ain't moving anyway.
Yeah.
they.
Yeah, because that's how they move, right? Diesel. So
Next
Gosh,
thing will
why
be,
you got to be the You guys are Grinches.
Well, and
But is it-
and
it's
the
a
next thing
buzzkill
will
show.
be- Next thing will be no toilet paper.
no toilet paper, no diesel.
I'm popping
We
a
are
tent
in
outside of Charmin.
trouble.
We're gonna sit there until we get some Charmin.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. We'll be. Yeah. So I didn't even know that. So when is that resolved? Do they have another meetings?
So
and
they
anything?
got a 24% increase plus 5 more G's. So
Is this a different union though?
let's say they made $75,000. That moves them basically to 90 grand plus the 5,000, almost triple figures. And I don't know what they make. This is just raw numbers.
I'm not sure. It's pretty good.
Well, what I'm saying is that's a huge bump. That's
know.
$2,000 more a month without the $5,000 kicker.
David, is this the different union sector or is this the same strike?
I think there's like 6 different sectors, and this is just 2 of
Different
the 6
one.
that have rejected the new.
Is that out of California?
I'm not sure.
Or is it just a nationwide union?
Nebraska is
a
what
lot
it's
of
called?
words here? Yeah, Nebraska. Tim is
A lot of
right.
words.
A lot of
A lot of words here. Got to siphon through these words. There's a lot of them.
That's hilarious.
So that's crazy. So we thought that the strike was behind us, and you're telling us, David B., it's not behind us.
It is not. No.
David B. dropping bombs.
I'm sorry. There's 12 railroad unions that represent, as Tim mentioned, 115,000 workers nationwide to approve these contracts.
Damn.
So 2 of them are like, no.
61%. So that's basically 60,000 people. I mean, 65,000 people.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly. Yep.
That said no.
Jesus.
Based off sick time?
Yep. Yeah, they reading down through here a little bit more.
All of
they're
them
like,
use their sick time as soon as the year begins. I don't
so-
understand.
So
By
reading
March.
down through here a little bit more, the unions, their revenue is at $1 billion a quarter, and the workers.
Yeah.
Now you think about that: 115,000 employees, and the company is $4 billion a year. They probably the employees are probably like, you need to kick in a little bit better.
Well,
Sick time has something to do with that. It's sick time, it's pay, it's all that stuff.
well, if
I'm
you
sure they already got 5 sick days.
Minimum.
What do
well,
they
and
want?
Tim, no, because remember we went through that a while back. I think they worked so many. I think part of the issue is through COVID they didn't hire anybody new. Remember, like we were saying, the train conductors they were down.
Right.
On,
The actual staff should be
Yeah.
200,000. Yes.
Yeah.
It says here the railroads maintain that the unions have agreed to, during decades in the past, in negotiations, to forego paid sick time in favor of higher wages and a more generous short-term disability benefits. So,
But yet they're getting more wages,
right.
which is what they wanted. But they forego the sick time. Now are they trying to still is the company still trying to forego the sick time? Then is what you're saying?
Yeah.
in lieu
So-
of pay raise.
But remember,
Yeah.
they wanted to be paid to go to the doctor. They're like, no, you're going to pay me for the day off that I'm going to go
Yeah.
see my doctor, which could get absolutely ugly and stupid, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So they have rejected all demands for paid sick time, although they did offer unions that represent engineers and conductors 3 days of unpaid leave to attend for medical appointments. 3 effing days.
To go to, I would love to be paid to go to my
Wouldn't you?
doctor appointment.
Right.
These are unpaid days, though. 3 unpaid days. But I'm sure anyway. So that's what they're striking.
There's no day that I don't get unpaid. I tell you that. I'm always working.
So
I know,
Todd's
it's true.
offering us to call him again, call him back. if
Yeah,
that's
come.
something
Well,
we
yeah,
wanna
I'll
do
finish
or
yours
not.
up. Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
finish yours up and
So,
we'll get into them.
Yeah. Just
So you
let
had-
the message came through.
Yeah, thank you, David.
And workers have been fighting in these negotiations for ways to improve the quality of life and it doesn't give any date on when they're going to meet yet.
Here's what I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna sum it up for you. Don't get upset when a train's coming through and you got to wait a long time. That train, believe it or not, has a lot of crap on it that you want to sit down and wait. First off, you get hit by one, it will end your life.
Yeah, it doesn't stop.
Second thing,
First of all, don't get hit by one.
Yeah.
Timmy D, don't get hit by one.
second item is that train moving at 60 mile an hour is moving. What do we say? It was like 80% of our freight in the nation.
Right.
So sometimes you just need to calm down and think about that wherever you're trying to go and get that toilet paper, or you're trying to go get that toy for your grandson or whatever it is, sit there and wait because that train may have the same item on it.
Yeah.
Do not interrupt the train and let it go and do its thing.
So the last article, or the last paragraph in this article, does read: all 12 rail unions that together represent the 115,000 workers nationwide have to approve contracts with the railroads to prevent the strike. Although there is no immediate threat of a walkout because of the unions that rejected their deals, agreed to return to the bargaining table and to continue talks through November the 19th. So it sounds like November the 19th is
The day.
right there before
That's a Saturday. I'm
Thanksgiving.
going on a drunk bus crawl on that day, by the way. Just so you guys know.
Doing
That
the water.
is- That is our Francois day. Francois is back on the show.
Tim's doing the watermelon crawl.
Oh, I won't. I'll be coming back from hunting, getting on a drunk bus.
Yeah. Venison.
Watermelon crawl.
I hope to be able to stand by midnight. I don't know if it's possible. But.
So, David, that's awesome topic, man. Wow.
Yeah. Again, like Tim mentioned,
We're gonna be out of diesel anyways by then, so they will have nothing else to do
Yeah.
but strike at that point.
like Tim mentioned, we're just a bunch of bad news today. We don't intend to be
Just
that
bringing
way,
them the
but
stuff, bringing them the news they're not hearing on the
And
street or.
if we call Trucker
Main
Todd
Street.
right now, he's got even worse news for the
Yeah,
Swift
we
drivers.
gotta call him, right?
Yeah.
Something about always on camera.
God, man.
That's what I'm hearing.
Say cheese.
Cheese, smile. You're on candid camera.
Right.
All right, let's get that.
You gonna dial him in?
We're dialing old Trucker
we
Todd.
go.
Here
You're
we
with us here on
go.
the Ship's Gonna Happen podcast.
Brought to you by the Great
One
Divide.
ringy dingy.
Yeah.
Hey, their prime rib is phenomenal.
Ringy
Yeah,
dingy.
legit.
Hey, good morning.
Trucker Todd, how are you doing? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Can you
boy,
hear-
I've had some cell phone problems here lately. I'm sorry about that.
Can you hear David real
Hey,
quick?
good morning, Trucker Todd. This is David. How you doing, buddy?
Yes, sir. I hear everybody now.
Timmy D.
Hey, Trucker Todd, you are live on the air. We literally called you in the middle show. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear everybody.
Nice.
We normally do the sound checks before. You're part of the Hall of Fame, so
Yeah.
you get it. But we are live in person right now. So
Hall of
anything you
Famer.
say from now on will be live and on the internet. So be careful.
Hall of
Oh,
Famer.
good. Anything I say can and will be used against me.
Yeah.
Mr. Hall of Famer Trucker Todd, how have you been, sir? Yeah, well, we love you, Trucker Todd, and the best wishes to you for the remainder of the year, and we hope we can talk to you again soon.
Yes, sir.
All
Let's do
right,
some
y'all.
random thoughts. got
Thank you,
time for
Trucker
random
Todd.
thoughts real
Have a
quick?
good day. Have a good weekend.
All right, thank y'all. Have a
Thanks,
good one.
Trucker Todd. Appreciate you. Trucker Todd, check him out on YouTube. Fantastic. I tell you what, he come back with a lot of good thoughts on. And I challenged him strong, right? Because I've gone through the camera
He's a good
program,
dude.
and he had some really good backbone to that. And I got to appreciate him for that.
I
So
love Trucker Todd.
good for him to stand up and say what he's got to say and know his worth at the end of the day, right?
Absolutely. David B.
So,
Random thoughts.
yeah, I
Random
had
thoughts.
one, and I kind of spaced it, but Tim had brought up a couple weeks ago something about left. Did we already talk about this?
What?
The left-handed deal, left-handers being.
They don't even have a backpack blower that's left-handed. You know, don't even start with me on the left-handed stuff. What do you
Really?
got?
No, you had brought it up that when we were at the Great Divide that evening. What left-handers do and what they were able to have and not have, like you just said, the leaf blower or whatever.
There's no leaf blower. It's left-handed. Did you know that?
did not
You ever seen a
know that.
backpack blower that's left-handed?
No,
You
everything's
can't even-
made for right-handed people.
It's all right-handed dominated.
I didn't know. I don't really.
What? All right, here we go. I got a random thought. What's your favorite trick or treat candy?
Well, we did this.
We did this.
Did
It's a
we? Oh yeah,
repeat
we talked
random.
about the
No, but I don't.
repeat random.
Remember
Candy
when
corn,
we
we all
were
decided
young?
no candy
When
corn.
we were young, somebody
The
actually
homemade.
would give out homemade or
Yeah, you guys
full
said
size
homemade.
candy bars. Remember
Yeah.
full size candy
Oh,
bars?
yeah.
Because at that day because in our day you only went to the houses of the people you knew.
Right.
You didn't just go to everybody's house.
Right.
Well, now they got trunk and treat. Have you seen those? Trunk and treat, where you go to like the community church or whatever, and they're handing candy.
No,
out.
I
You
haven't
drive
been
through and they're handing candy.
Yeah.
We sit out without
We do too.
Do you?
Put a fire out there.
yeah, so they don't have to.
You and Mama
navigate the
Bear
front
sit out
step.
there, and
Yeah, and Hannah sits out there. Yeah.
I was always taught that was one big thing. My dad never walked through the yard. Like Tony B's yard, you don't walk through. You come up the
Right.
driveway,
Yep.
through the sidewalk to the house, then
Yeah.
you walk your ass right back over. You don't cut across. There ain't a sidewalk there. You
Yeah.
get your butt back on the sidewalk. Don't put your footprints on my lawn.
So have you guys done what I've done already and pre-programmed your vehicle radio stations? So what would it be, Tuesday when the all Christmas music starts playing?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
There's
that's
so
a day.
much.
that's fun.
There's a little
Yeah.
section about Halloween. We went to Walmart, which I go to Walmart maybe twice a year, maybe 3 times a
Right.
year.
Yeah.
There's a section about as big as your studio here at the house, Tony. And then your rest of your entire house is the Christmas section already. That was
Oh yeah. Wow.
crazy. It's gonna be 68 degrees today in Indianapolis, which is amazing for the weekend before.
Is it going to be that warm today?
Yeah, maybe
Wow.
it may hit 70. They said
And it may rain there.
it's gonna rain tomorrow.
Yeah.
There in Tailgate.
David
So-
B. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Shout out to my tailgate group. We're getting our picture. So we do a yearly photo for our tailgate group. This year it's going to be on the field at Victory Field.
Give us the name of that tailgate group.
Colts Disciples. Shout out. We're going to be on the field at Victory Field. They're going to put our logo and everything on the billboard, like the TV. They're going to fire it all
No
up.
way.
Nice.
So doing big things, boys.
Yeah.
I love
Shout out to 8Ts, your boy Jim. Hooked me up. We got hoodies that I got to give out
80
on Sunday.
T's. Yeah.
And big deal, man. Big deal. I feel
David, you don't have a random thought.
I did, and I forgot. So,
Okay.
which I need to write them down. And
but they wouldn't be random if you wrote them down.
touche. Touche.
That'd be a script.
Yes. So we got Christmas music starting on Tuesday on 24 hours a day on the one.
Are you serious?
Yeah, there's one radio station in Indianapolis that on
Does it?
November
Yeah.
the 1st.
Right. Starts.
They go. Yeah. They go straight.
Hey, do you
to-
like Christmas music?
No.
I'm not a Christmas music guy.
I kind of like it around the Christmas holidays. Yeah.
I think because my parents played it growing up all the time.
Yeah, that's why I don't like Melon.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Who?
Mellencamp. This
Johnny
Q95 played this.
Oh, probably. That's
still do.
that's like Styx and REO for me. Seriously, played it all the damn time.
But you
Wow,
went
some
to.
good
Didn't you
stick.
go
Yeah,
to
I
an
still
REO?
did. I went to REO Styx. It was good. It was really good. Yep.
Ship's gonna happen.
Ship's gonna happen.
Hey, just so everyone knows, that's what I do. I challenge people on this show.
Oh yeah.
Tune in when you want Timmy D to challenge you. Call in if you want Timmy, D to challenge you.
challenge us at the.
It don't
at the
matter.
bar
Just like,
store.
shout out. Here's a random thought. Shout out to Bill, one of our Hall of Famers. First time ever, he was, by his company, asked to go to the truck driving nationals, but it was for mechanics, mechanic nationals.
Okay.
Never ever done it ever in his life. Went, took home second overall
Nice.
and second in one of the other awards. Second overall in the entire country, 30,000 people. And this guy brought home second place, first time ever going and doing it.
Congratulations.
And they went through all kinds of different tests, whether it was Jake brakes. They did a DOT inspection where he had to do that. Like, big shout out to Bill. Congratulations, dude. Like, that is huge. We talked about the Truck Driver National Championships, which was in Indianapolis this year. That was back in July. So, big shout out to him. And congratulations to you and your company. And we appreciate your
Yeah,
knowledge.
it's big
He's
stuff.
one that him and I would sit down and argue about. He's all about the pre-trip. I'm about the post-trip, right? So, again, difference of opinions, but that just shows you how good of a champion he is. Second in the entire nation. That's freaking amazing.
Well, we need to get him back on.
Yeah,
the
we'll
show.
get him back on.
That's awesome. Congratulations, Bill.
Well, you boys have a good weekend.
Yeah,
Everybody,
ship's gonna
thanks
happen.
for listening.
Thanks, Tony B.
Thank you guys. Ship's gonna happen is out.